Hi, I'm Pranay. You might remember me from a show called Baked, and I'm here to say hi to you on WebFare.Live, and I'm very excited to talk to you today. Actually, there was a lot of people that inspired my wanting to act, and because I was doing it and I was enjoying doing it, and I was actually not only enjoying being on stage but also really enjoying a rehearsal process. So that's what really drove me to want to do that work. So it started at a really young age. Actually, I started working in the theatre with a director called Faisal Al-Qazi in Delhi, and did a lot of plays, and through my college did plays with him and with other people in Delhi, and started my own theatre company in 2009 when I was still in college. And then at some point, I even entered law school in Delhi, and suddenly I got into this one drama school in London, which I really wanted to get into. And because I got into that, I was like, okay, I have to go now. So I went there, and so the plan was never to become an actor, but the plan was always to act. So it just so happened. So I started a theatre company in 2009. Now that theatre company doesn't exist anymore, but I have a different theatre company that I work with called Guild of the Goat. But when I started in 2009, I started a company called Free Parking Entertainment, and they had three verticals, which one was of course the productions that we do. The second was education and working with children and working with young adults on acting techniques and drama-based learning. And the third was actually working with the corporate sector on, of course, the entertainment and the events, but also corporate training. I think it's very different being an actor on stage and an actor on screen. The fundamental idea of storytelling is absolutely the same, but I think acting on stage is a more sort of visceral process, whereas acting on screen is a more cerebral process, where acting on stage you do have a flow to go with, and you do have momentum that is on your side, which is when you're acting on stage. And when you're acting on screen, I think the mind has to be working sharper and more swiftly to be able to get back into moments and really sort of hold on to things that you've done for days and days, and then come back to it, because you're never shooting in a linear fashion. You're not doing scene 1 and then scene 2. You're probably doing scene 1, scene 82, scene 16, and then scene 4 again. So that way you've got to build your own arc. I wouldn't say one is difficult or one is easier. Of course, theatre is the actor's medium, so you get to really instantly feel that gratification there. And of course, the long months of rehearsal really provide some good acting training to you. Whereas on screen, you've got to work hard to be able to get the right tenor for each moment that you're creating. When we started Baked, it was as simply as the director and the producer and the writers. The two of them were the writers. They came to us and they said, "We want you to be part of this show, and it's going to be on YouTube." We made the show, and then suddenly we're hitting 1 million, and we had never experienced it before, because I think the only web series that had come before that was Permanent Roommates. So it was really exciting for us to be part of this new revolution of storytelling in India, which is now sort of booming. There's so many web series out there. There's so much work out there. And I've got to say, it's much better than television ever was. I would say that what has happened is that when web series did start, nobody, I think especially in the film industry, really cared about it, and they were like, okay, let them do their thing. So that's why really sort of good work and edgy work and work that hadn't been done before, and work that you couldn't show on television, those type of stories were being told, you know, stories that were very new and very sort of different, for the lack of a better term. But now what's happened is all those TV companies and all those film companies and production houses have started their digital wings and started coming up with stories that they think are sellable. It's basically a byproduct of a lot of non-creative people giving direction to creative work and saying this sells, this sells, this sells, so do it, and using their formulas. So all the formulas that we've seen in films for years, they've now started finding formulas for digital work as well, and started doing that. And of course, companies have come in, and you know, branding has been associated with digital work, and which right now, you know, the advertising sector, the sort of companies have a strong hold on that particular show that they're sponsoring. So no, I think it's definitely helped me interact more with people who are fans of the shows that I've done. And you know, a lot of people message us, and it's really nice to get some instant feedback from people about what they thought of certain roles that you've done, and things like that. And so for that, I'm really grateful to social media. It does become a bit much when it starts to consume you, and when it starts to become your daily sort of bread and butter, or it starts to become the reason why you know, one of the sort of main facets of why you need to do this and stuff. So I think as long as I can keep it sort of, you know, at bay, and say that I need to have a relationship with my Instagram or my Facebook in such a way that it doesn't consume me and it doesn't take up more than 50% of my day, or more than even 5% of my day. You know, as long as I can keep that amount, you know, rigid, I think it's absolutely fine. The thing is that when you do a product placement in a show, as purely the actor speaking, how difficult is it to do? I'm going to answer that in two ways. One, how difficult is it to literally do? It's not difficult at all, because I remember watching an interview of Shah Rukh Khan once, where he said you can milk whip chemistry with any human being you need. So it's you know, chemistry is not something that comes between two actors and some actors are great together. So it doesn't work like that. If you're an actor, you can milk whip that chemistry. So if I'm doing a particular scene and I have a dialogue which says, "Ye dekho mera naya cell phone," or something like that, I need to be able to do it with as much honesty and integrity to that particular line as possible. So that way it's not difficult at all. When you start to think about your own sort of intellectually start to think about why you are doing this, and whether it's important to the story or whether it's important to your character within that story, then you need to sort of make decisions as an actor and make choices as an actor to be able to make it as organic as possible. I think that's what makes it difficult. You know, as long as a product placement is organic and falls well within the story and the character that you're playing, it's absolutely fine. You know, it was a great team. I love that production house. I love the people that worked with me on it, and got to learn a lot from a lot of really good actors on that show, and of course the director. And doing that character was something that I had to find, but once I found it, there was momentum that drove that character, and I think that's something that really helps when you get the wheel to turn and just starts snowballing. No, I think what WebFare.Live is doing is absolutely great, because finally there is a platform that is for the digital space which which is basically for everybody. And for a company like WebFare.Live to be able to curate that and to be able to say that, okay, check out this or check out this, that's good. I think it's absolutely great. You're supporting independent talent, and you're supporting independent companies, and you're supporting independent work. That's, great.